This is Callum Johnson and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Alright everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So this is a post-fight review to SERGEY KOVALEV versus Anthony Yarde for the WBO Light Heavyweight Championship of the World over there in Russia. Now, for those of you who don't want me to break down all the fight straight away, I'll let you know how the fight finished. Anthony Yarde gets stopped in round number 11. Now, Anthony Yarde, in this build-up to this fight, you know, he seemed pretty confident. He was relaxed. Even in the ring walk, he was relaxed. Tunde Ajayi, his trainer, was talking about how it's greatness and now's the time and this, that and the other. And we know that he does things in training that are not ordinarily done. Okay, certain things are done, and Anthony Yarde's career up to now, he hasn't been fighting even British level. Yeah, and then get to a world title fight straight away. We know why, because Frank Warren had a very good relationship with the WBO. If you look at most of his fighters, they're all WBO champions or WBO ranked. So this is why he got the fight. Anthony Yarde, does he get credit for taking this fight? Of course, but he did get paid a lot of money. Now, the only chance that I was going to give Anthony Yarde in this fight was a puncher's chance, because he is an explosive puncher, and we've seen SERGEY KOVALEV hurt before, and that's what I was hoping for. That's what I really wanted Anthony Yarde to do, was to get that knockout power, because I thought that if the fight was going to go to points, there's no way KOVALEV was going to lose that one. And of course, Anthony Yarde, he's never been past round 7 before. Now, in this fight, what was really evident was the fact that Anthony Yarde has no defense for a jab. This is basic stuff. Had zero defense for a jab. Reason being, because he hasn't had to work on that too much because of the level of opposition. Okay, so all this lines in the camp and everything, that's all well and good, but when you step up to the big league, you need to have just the basic fundamentals, and Anthony Yarde didn't have it. Now, that's not to say Anthony Yarde didn't have moments in this fight. He did have quite a few moments in this fight. Somewhere I honestly thought that he was going to get Kovalev out of there. I think it was round number 8. He just unloaded on him. Kovalev was hurt, and Kovalev was backing off, and basically I think Anthony Yarde just punched himself out. Okay, he just gassed himself out, which is the other problem. I felt that Anthony Yarde had no gas in the tank coming into this fight. Very little whatsoever. Even at the end of round number 1, he was breathing heavy. I'm like, hang on a minute. Why are you breathing heavy after only 1 round? What's going on? Maybe it was the occasion that was getting to him, because, of course, it was a very pro-Kovalev crowd, of course. But it was evident, especially round number 5, Yarde was, from that moment on, fighting with his mouth wide open, gasping for air. So that's worrying, very worrying. But the most worrying part, as I said before, was SERGEY KOVALEV could just land the jab at will. He could have won this fight by a jab fest if he wanted to. But Anthony Yarde, listen, he didn't really come alive until round number 5, I felt, as in properly go for it. And he was having his moments. He started throwing to the body and what have you. But Kovalev, just experience, was just way too good. Every time Kovalev grabbed him for the clinch, Yarde didn't even throw a punch back in the clinch. Again, basic stuff. So Tunde Ajayi and Anthony Yarde have got a lot to work on. Maybe they knew this coming into the fight. Maybe they fully expected to win and just hoped to land a big punch. I don't know. But of course, a lot of the critics are going to be going at Tunde Ajayi. Tunde Ajayi has been saying a lot of this, so the critics go at him and not his fighter. But the fact is, his fighter, I don't know, he progressed wrong, in my opinion, coming into this fight. He really did. I mean, fighting Tony Avalon and others like that in second, come on now. It was never going to prepare him, but we all hoped that he would. We all hoped, and I really wanted him to do the business, land that punch, but Kovalev was just too good. And Anthony Yarde's tank was pretty much empty, which is why in, was it round number 11, SERGEY KOVALEV hit him with a jab, and Yarde went down. And that was it. The fight was over with a jab. It looked like a jab, at least anyway. Maybe it was a jab come hook. We know Kovalev, he went to throw the right afterwards, but the right missed him as a Yarde hit the canvas. So much to work on. It was literally master versus student in this fight. Yarde was never really in it. As I said, he did have his moments in round number 8, but that was pretty much it. He did have the odd moment here and there. He was catching Kovalev pretty good, and Yarde's chin is pretty good up until round number 11, but he went down off a jab. But I think a lot of that was down to just pure exhaustion. Because as I said, he just hasn't been built correctly, and Frank Warren needs to be ashamed of himself for making him avoid the British level fighters like Hosea Burton, etc. Because he needed to build up to this fight. And I don't want to be critical, not at all. I'm not kicking him when he's down. He will come back from this, of course. But the fact is, he's out of his depth. Frank Warren, you need to stop doing this kind of thing, okay? You need to build your fighters up. He's building up Daniel Dubois, fine so far. But don't be too surprised if Daniel Dubois ends up getting a WBO World Heavyweight title shot in the next year or so because of Frank Warren's relationship with the WBO. Anyway, listen, congratulations to Sergey Kovalev. I'm gutted for Yarde. I really am, but it's not something that we didn't expect to happen. In fairness, maybe Yarde lasted a bit longer than what a lot of people thought he was going to last. But anyway, it is what it is. So congratulations to Sergey Kovalev on getting the win over Anthony Yarde, who gets knocked out by Sergey Kovalev. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.